a little bit more. Because you're going to see the Hensley stone. There's a small stone with a flag. Come this way just a little bit. Do you see it? Right there. You see the flag flying, whipping in the wind there? So that stone is important to this story. Now we can come over here. Here before you and down below are remembered 2 young men whose lives and deaths left a permanent mark on Morning Sun, on the cemetery, on the nation they served. Their names live on not only in stone, but in the American Legion post that proudly bears their memory. In the early days of America's entry into World War I, Morning Sun answered the call. On April 20th, 1917, 7 local boys enlisted together. Will Beck, Robert Leeper, Earl Caparoon, Fred Hayes, Sam Wilson with 1 L, and Albert Wilson with 2 L's, and Leland Scott, the grave below. Like many small towns, sons, they left familiar streets and families, bound together by friendship, duty, and uncertainty. Their journey began with 5 months of training in Clinton, Iowa, followed by time at Camp Dodge. By September, 6 of the boys, including Fred Hayes, buried here at this flag, were assigned to Company C of the 168th Infantry Regiment, part of the famed Rainbow Division. Leland Scott was attached to a machine gun company from Des Moines. Together, though in different units, they moved east to Camp Mills, New York, preparing for war overseas. On November 13th, 1917, they set sail. After reaching Liverpool in early December, they briefly trained at Winchester, England, before crossing the English Channel into France. There, they trained at Rhinecourt until late February. From that point on, training gave way to combat. The regiment was sent to the Alsace-Lorraine sector, holding the line until June. By late June, they were moved to the Champagne front, where American troops joined Allied forces in active battle. The fighting was relentless. After July 10th, the regiment was withdrawn, only to be sent directly into one of the war's most brutal engagements. At Chateau Thierry, during the Second Battle of the Marne, the 168th spent 10 consecutive days in the line of battle. It was there, on July 28, 1918, that Fred Hayes, aged 23, made the supreme sacrifice. Fred was the son of Mr. and Mrs. J.B. Hayes, buried directly here behind me, whose grief was compounded by tragedy. Only weeks earlier, their daughter, whose stone is on the other side of the family stone, had died suddenly in Morning Sun after returning home from an evening church service. In one summer, the family endured unimaginable loss. The fighting did not end there. The division was soon engaged against the 4th Prussian Guard for 16 consecutive days. Then, October 16, 1918, in another sector of the front, Leland Scott, buried below, 19 years old, received his fatal wounds. Serving with the machine gun company, Leland was first struck in the leg by enemy fire, and after receiving first aid, he sat resting against a tree, only to be struck again by a bullet that ended his life. Leland was the son of T.W. and Bertha Parker Scott. After his mother's death, he made his home here in Morning Sun with his aunt and uncle, Mr. and Mrs. C.A. Thompson. His sister, Mrs. Herrick, lived here at the time, as well as his brothers were then in California and Denver. Though young, Leland was deeply connected to this community and called Morning Sun his home. Our town never forgot them. The 1920 Morning Sun High School yearbook was dedicated in their memory, ensuring that future generations would know their names. And in lasting tribute, the local American Legion post was named in their honor, Fred Hayes and Leland Scott. We call it today the Hayes-Scott Post. A daily reminder that freedom was secured at great cost. As you stand here today, remember not only how they died, but how they lived as sons of Morning Sun, friends who enlisted together, and young men who gave everything in the final months of a distant war so that others might live in peace here at home.